Welcome back to another video here on the channel. This is Tech and Gaming Reviews, and we got a little bit of some more bad news when it comes to the future of Xbox and just Xbox hardware. Now, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has actually confirmed just the other day that there is another next generation Xbox that is in the works at the moment right now. But we got some very, very bad news right now when it comes to the future of the Xbox Series X and S. So, it has been leaked and reported that in 2024, the Xbox Series consoles has only sold roughly around 2 million consoles. Now, take that into consideration. Think about that for a second. In a whole year, one whole year, a system only sold 2 million consoles. Now, I'm just going to be quite honest with you. I believe that the Wii U did better than this, and that was a total failure of around sitting at close to 14 million consoles sold worldwide. And honestly, I think the Wii U did better than that in a short amount of time span and whatnot. Then you got to look at other things like the GameCube and even the original Xbox, and I believe those consoles absolutely did better than just selling 2 million systems in 1 year. And it just honestly goes to show what, the head of Xbox, or Microsoft, I should say, they just truthfully do not care about the Xbox brand, the Xbox console as a brand, altogether. And I think that it's starting to be more proven, because when you look at Phil Spencer and such, he used to be a great leader for the team of Xbox, but now here lately, it just has not been great, because they've been laying off people, they've been closing studios, and then their own even console is not even selling nowhere near as even some of the worst failure, I don't know why I said failure, but some of the worst failure consoles that have not sold incredibly well ended up selling better than what the Xbox Series has sold in literally 2024. So it just really goes to show that they truthfully just don't really care about the Xbox brand and just the Xbox hardware altogether, even though they have confirmed multiple times that there is another new Xbox generation console that is in the works, and it will be coming out in either 2026 or probably 2027, which, if you really think about it, that's not really that far away, because we're just now in the beginning of 2025 as I'm recording this video. It is officially February 9th, 2025. So we're still in the early stages of 2025. And yeah, it's just Xbox just need new leadership. That's just all there is to it. I hate to admit it, and Xbox is definitely something that I personally do love. I have loved the Xbox platform for a very long time. In the Xbox, the Xbox 360 was the very first console that I started online gaming in, and it was awesome. And at that time, that was the default console of that generation, and it had the best controller. And by that point, Microsoft absolutely did have some nice killer, bang games and such like that. I know that sounded weird, but they had some really good killer games, exclusives like the Fable series. You got Gears of War, then you have Halo, that's still kind of been around, even though Halo has not been really doing all that great during even the Xbox One generation. But when you look back, you had Halo 3, which it was the best, newest next-gen Halo game at the time. Then you got Halo Reach, which basically took Halo 3 to the next level with, new features, new movements, and just all kinds of new stuff added to the game. And then you had Halo 4, which a lot of people didn't really like, but I personally liked Halo 4. I honestly thought Halo 4 was a pretty darn good game. And a lot of people really didn't like it because, well, it was the first game from 343 Industries after Bungie left the company from making the Halo games. But Halo 4, I know some people absolutely did like, and it was actually better than Halo 5, some people have said. And I truthfully believe Halo 4 is a better game than Halo 5 Guardians. And Halo 5 Guardians wasn't horrible by any means, but I do think that Halo 4 was definitely a better Halo game than Halo 5 Guardians. I mean, it felt like a classic, but still in a way new, future Halo game and whatnot. But Halo 5 Guardians, it just felt like, more of like Call of Duty sort of style. And it just honestly, it just didn't feel all that great. So personally, I honestly liked Halo 4 a lot. And I thought it did, incredibly well and such. So, and that was the last major Xbox 360 first party game and such. And then after that, it was the next year that we got the Xbox One, and then it just went and turned to a different direction. Then Phil Spencer took over, and then ever since the Xbox Series consoles have came out, then it's honestly, to me, it's even been worse than even the Xbox One generation. Because you got to think, the Xbox One still had some really nice first-party games, like Gears of War 4, and even Halo 5 Guardians, and then the Master Chief Collection, however, and then you got Forza, the Horizon games, like Forza Horizon 3, which was a really nice game. Even with the Xbox One enhancement, it still looked really good on the base Xbox One playing Forza Horizon 3. And the same thing with Forza Horizon 4, which actually came out later in the Xbox One generation. So even though they started going down the wrong route with the Xbox One, the Xbox One did have, some pretty good games. But now with the Xbox Series X and S, I mean, there just hasn't been all that many games, and especially first party. And then now Microsoft is now wanting to release their first party games on all platforms, including the newer Nintendo Switch 2 that's going to be launching in just a couple of months or whatever, or several months, or even a year, whenever the heck that Nintendo is going to release it. So honestly, I think that Microsoft just really, at this point, they really just don't give a crap about the Xbox and its consumers like they used to. I mean, yes, there are still features that the Xbox will forever have with, like backwards compatibility and, just a more like friendly interface and whatnot, even though I think Sony's is still honestly really good in its own way. But honestly, you got backwards compatibility and all that good stuff, but then Microsoft is wanting to go without, they just want to go straight digital a lot sooner than even Sony. So, I mean, in the reality, Microsoft is just not like really doing the good. And personally, even a horrible company, I think, will do better at selling Xbox hardware than probably what Microsoft is doing. And that's actually saying something, because I really, like I said, love the Xbox, but that's ridiculous, though. Only selling 2 million consoles in 2024, like, bro, like, that's insane. Like, the consoles that were considered failures, even the Xbox One sold better than that. And then you got, like I said, the GameCube. You got even the most failure console of all time, which is the Wii U. It even did better than that in a, especially a short time span, like 1 year. So in reality, it's just Microsoft does not care about the Xbox brand whatsoever. And I think that they need to honestly figure out a new strategy. And then on top of that, they definitely just keep lying to the consumers and whatnot. And at this point, with Sony being greedy, and in some cases with charging too much, that I still think for the PS5 Pro, they are still doing better. Like, they're still more consumer friendly as from what it looks than what Microsoft is doing, even with releasing their games on PC later on after coming out for the PlayStation consoles. Like, they're still doing, consumer friendly a bit better than Microsoft, but they're also not perfect either, as with all of live service games and cancellations that they have been doing. So they're still not the best overall either, but they're surely doing better than what Microsoft is doing at caring and showing how much they love their own platform to the audience and to the consumers and whatnot. So yeah, after I heard about this, I was like, wow, that's just insane that the Xbox has only sold not even 5 million units in 1 year span. So, yeah, at this point, I really just think that what's going to happen is that eventually, like, they're just going to only sell like fewer Xboxes, and then they're just going to be like, okay, we're just wasting money on making this product, so we better stop and not make any more. And I think that's what's going to happen probably in the early part of the new Xbox generation, of the next gen Xbox that's coming out in roughly a couple of years from now. So that's what I personally think is going to happen, is they're going to just not sell hardly any consoles, and eventually, like, places like Walmart, Best Buy, all these big corporations, they're just going to keep having stock of the system, and they're going to be like, okay, we're going to have to get rid of these because these are not making us money, they're not selling. And then it's just going to really, really hurt Xbox altogether, and then I think they're probably going to close down the brand altogether. And honestly, I really don't want that to happen. Like I said, I love the Xbox altogether. The Xbox 360 was an awesome console. It is my favorite console of all time, and it will forever be. And it's where I started online gaming. And the Xbox does mean a lot to me, especially as just a console. And I play on PlayStation as well. But Xbox still is a very special console, and it's very, very important to me. And I hope that we continue to get Xbox hardware and games. So, yeah. Just figured I would make this video for you guys to let you guys know about the sales figures. Now, Microsoft does not report their sales of the Xbox consoles, but at this, leak and such, it's pretty darn true, because I think 1 quarter of last year, they only sold not even 1 million consoles. It was like roughly around 800 some thousand. And when you think about that, that's ridiculous. That's just insane, really. So, yeah. It's just honestly time for Microsoft to finally get new leadership, because honestly, at this point, I just don't think they really care about the Xbox hardware at all. And they honestly keep proving that with lies, and proving that with like, oh, hey, we're going to share our games to the other audience and such. Even though I think it's really smart when it comes to profits and with how game budgets are going. But if Sony starts doing this eventually, then honestly, we can't be mad at Xbox. But the fact of the matter that Xbox is hardly selling any consoles is just mind-blowing. And it's just going to show how much they don't care. And these corporations like Walmart, GameStop, and all this, they're going to eventually just be like, okay, yeah, these are not selling. We cannot keep stocking up on these if they're not going to sell. So that's just what's going to eventually happen in the future if Microsoft does not get their shit together. So this is Tech and Gaming Reviews. So hope you enjoy the video. If you could, smack that like button and subscribe if you are new to this channel, and we'll keep you posted with more content like this going forward. And let us know in the comment section down below of your thoughts of Xbox only selling right around 2 million consoles in 2024. And what is your thoughts on how the future of Xbox is going to go, if you agree that something is going to happen with it, and corporations like Walmart and all of them are going to eventually just stop selling the hardware because of it not selling whatsoever. So just let us know of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.